Alors, Ramon, je peux me dégager ma coiffure.
Hello my guys, how you doing? Did I miss you? Okay, so today is the final video that I have been preparing for forever. I'm gonna talk about alopecia today. Okay, I'm going straight to the point. So before I start, I just want to let you know that all the information that I have today, I didn't invent them. Okay, I did a lot of research, and all of the website that I read, all of them come with one conclusion about what is alopecia and how they develop and what cause alopecia. So alopecia. In this video, I will talk about, I will define alopecia, I will name the form of alopecia and explain how do you recognize them, and at the end of the video, I will be more precise about traction alopecia, which is the one that I have. I speak French, so my accent will be weird, just let you know. So there are many types of alopecia, but the most common one that we found are, I can name them 5. We have androgenetic alopecia, alopecia areata, alopecia diffuse, alopecia totalis, and alopecia totalis or universalis. This one are quite the same, and alopecia detraction. Then we have some alopecia that come in the season. Then we have those one that come in when someone is pregnant. So androgenetic alopecia. Androgenetic alopecia is most commonly named. No, we call it bald. Simply as that. Is when someone is bald that when someone is bald, he has androgenetic alopecia. We find this alopecia more on men than on women. These alopecia, they are caused by is genetic and the stress. So they say that there is genetic and hormone of the hormone, men hormone negative. So it's mostly on the top of the head that we find it, and women too have it, but it's mostly on men and is like more in the family. If your daddy have it, your grandpa have it, you will probably have it. It's on the gene. And for the woman too, you would start to see that the hair on top of your head, you are losing hair, you are losing the quality and the quantity of your hair. Then we have alopecia areata. This type of alopecia is when you see some patchy baldness, some patchy place in your head, and usually the rest of the head there is hair, but you're just gonna see some part of the hair. You don't have it. You don't have this type of patchy hair loss on the scalp. Then we have alopecia diffuse. Diffuse alopecia is simply when you have a problem. There is the hormone problem when your hair starts to disappear, like it starts little by little until at some point you won't even have hair on your head. You just like this. It's gonna be like so tiny, everything so tiny. And one is when you are very very sick or being attacked by some kind of infection, like something like that. Alopecia universalis is simply when you have is more like how do we call it, areata alopecia, but this one is more in all the body, in all of your body. Sciatricial, I'm so sorry. Alopecia is simply when you have had a burn, when your head a burn, you have an infection, then your hair is gonna scary inside of the hair, and which will make the hair in that place most of the time impossible to grow. You have traction alopecia in the picture. This differ from other type of alopecia in that is usually caused directly by the traction of the individual, which result in excessive tension of the hair and breakage. Breakage. Certain hairstyles such as braiding and tight ponytail are common cause of alopecia. It can also be caused by repeating treatment with chemical such as relax and coloring and bleaching. Yes, that's too cause traction alopecia. And the universalis alopecia is the alopecia that happen in all your body. It's not only because alopecia is the scientific name for baldness, simply as that. So sometimes it's not only on the hair, like we all of us know it, average people know it, but is on the head. It can be on your eyebrow. It can be on the rest of your body. Areata totalis it also starts with small round patch of hair loss and progress into the hair into there is total scalp hair loss. Yeah, the problem with totalis is that it's just only stop when it's a scalp round scalp, but become all around the hair. So in this video I will only talk about traction alopecia, which is the one that I have. So I already defined traction alopecia, right? So I'm going to explain to you how the hair grow. So just a little basic. Traction alopecia is caused primarily by pulling force being applied to the hair. The hair loss is come from the tension exerted by style like braid, extension, and wig. Wig is very dangerous, guys. So let me explain to you. As you can see in the picture, I wanted to explain to you how the hair grows so you can understand where the problem starts. Because most of the time we think that the problem only starts on the scalp. In this picture, you can see that the hair, the root is deeper than what we think. When you braid on the top of the hair, yeah, the depression doesn't only stop there, go deeper than that, go deeper than until what you say glace when you see is right sebase gland sebase gland. So what happened is uh, that when every time that you are putting relax, you are having too tight hair, you are having braids, you are having wigs, this tension is not only limited on the scalp, is literally being pulling the hair from the root, this deepest root. So I want also to explain to you how the hair grow. So you're gonna understand in which particular time the hair is broke, the hair break. Sorry. So in this picture you have the how the every circle of hair, how the hair grow and how the hair breaks. So this is naturally the hair breaks. So you have the anagen state, cartilagen and telogen at the end. So the first one, is when the hair starts to grow. This cycle take at least 0 to 5 years, when the hair is growing. Then the second one, this the one that you see in the middle, is when the hair start to break, and this happen every 2 weeks. And the last, how do you say, the root that you're seeing is when the hair completely is detached, is separate from the scalp. So what happened is that naturally the hair break by itself because every human lost at least 100 hair every day. So the cycle is that the hair, naturally the hair has its own cycle of being pulling out to allow new hair to grow. What happened is that when we do tight hair, instead of the hair to be broke by itself in the second cycle, let you show the picture. I'm talking. Damn. Sorry. Instead of the hair to be broke naturally in the second step or in the second cycle, what we do over there is that we break it we pull it out by force. Instead of it being detached every week, every 2 weeks naturally, we broke in the first step. It's not even there when we broke it, because when you braid in the hair, you don't know in which cycle the hair is. So when the hair is in the first cycle, where there is no need for the hair to be pulled out, with your braid, you're pulling this out. And then when it's being break every time before it cycle, what happened is, in the roots, the first picture that I show you, in the roots, the hair will come in a moment where the cycle will be stopped. The hair won't grow anymore, and this is how you will find out that in your head you don't have a hair some place. Handed braids, wigs, tying hair, ponytail are the main reason of alopecia. And there's another reason of alopecia that some of the seed didn't notice it or talk about, is the perm. Is the perm relaxer. What the perm does is, the perm is that the perm, when you're using the perm, of course, you apply it on your scalp until at the end of the root. The perm makes the hair fragile, make the hair and the root fragile, which then when you will come with the braid to do on top of the scalp, it's gonna it make the hair easily to be pulled out of the scalp. My goodness, English is hard. So what I would advise you for to take to be free of alopecia, I will talk about this in the second video, because the video was too long. Don't murmur it. The video was too long, so I decided to split it in two parts, and I'm editing now the second part, and I'm gonna post it by tomorrow. So what you're going to retain of this video, you have two main reasons of tracking alopecia: tiny hair and the perm. The perm really damages your hair. I had alopecia for over 4 years now, and until today I still don't have the solution. I have used everything that you can possibly tell me. I have used oil, peppermint, any anything that you can name it, I use it, okay? But it's still not working, and I'm about to see a dermatologist. I'll talk about this in the second video. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to me, and see you in the next video.